gets to understand like the back of the upper end of like what's too risky.
932. Handling it well.
Yeah.
Okay, Tetris ready.
Oh, that's a highlight right side. What does he want? He can't go out of that, but he gets the Tetris anyways.
One more. And boom, Tetris or Cole. Another max out.
That is his 8th, and I was waiting for that one for sure.
Feeling good.
There's a monster call on his side.
And Dangler with a max out as well.
It's so tough. I can speak onto this, I think, more than most because I've been playing with like really questionable mechanics for the better part of a year. It sucks. It's why I take long breaks. I hate it. I hate it so much. And I cannot envy Noah Dangler because it is his burden to be up there and finish it out regardless of how he's feeling. And he's doing it. He's just that kind of a guy. He'll have the opportunity for 3 max outs. That would put him at 13, and that's good enough for top 16. Top 16, you really want that because you get a bye early on. I am certainly glad to have secured mine, essentially.
Yeah, now that,
Alex. It appears that Alex has noticed the other camera. Oh, and they switched away! No!
Okay, Scooty with another max.
Blue Scooty had a pretty high stack up there. I like that left side. But yeah, he's been on complete tear. I was about to say cruise control, but no, I think that does a disservice to this kind of
moments. There's so many stressful.
But he's high up, and this is the drought. Have you seen any 40s so far? I feel like we should have by now, but
not really. It's been pretty. I mean, there's been a high quantity of droughts, but not anything completely unbelievable.
No, it's tough. Oh, he's going for the center. He stacks efficiently. He wants it. He needs to burn anyhow, so maybe he could have just done it earlier. He gets that. He has 4,000 points. Now he has 3,000 points. Now he has 2,000 points. And will he do it right at there?
Yeah, it's not good for the ratings.
And there we go.
Yeah, another one for Alex. Consistency machine there.
Remember the first time he ever qualified live? He played until like level 52.
just getting his reps in.
But he's probably been. But we know that he's been listening to us, so he knows what's at stake. Low.
For when the game starts, this is where you want to be.
Exactly.
That last game in.
All right. Despite everything, it is still Noah Dangler. He has a 20 drought. He covers the well. He doesn't care. It's uncovered. He waits. He waits some more. He gets the Tetris.
Boom, Tetris for
650 transition. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Fuck.
All right, Dangler. I think he's the guy that got me to build the bar dependency.
This is a great way to end the run for Dangler.
Yeah.
Probably the cleanest game we've seen, definitely in a while, if not the cleanest.
And we got Cole on a pretty clean game himself. This is the board that you show to your parents and you hang up on with a magnet on your fridge. It is that clean.
He's going to be throwing out that game.
Yeah, all right, he will have one more. And that means,
eating the long bar. Okay.
Yeah, the thing with top players is that anytime it looks like you need one piece, like we usually have like 3 or 4 other options.
That's the way to do it.
And that's how you make the odds in your favor. Cole, all right, has looking for one option. Oh, he's been set up for that Tetris VC so many times more than everybody else. You have to wonder, is it coincidence or is it a sign of things to come?
It's looking good for Cole.
Right. And all the time in the world. Can take 2 triples. Do it.
I want to build out that.
Oh, no.
Build
out like this. Oh, that's one triple.
Okay, I was going to say.
But he won't be able to take a second one, not with this board.
Yeah.
And he's just waiting.
Drought.
And he's just waiting. No, he can take 2 doubles. No!
Oh, no. But the kicker did go up a little.
Oh, yeah. And that will that matter? So where is Cole Bucket right now? I think he has time too, but no, don't do that.
God. That was just so hard to watch.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's time.
He needs to get the single grip control.
Waiting fire, making sure everybody. Alex is. Oh my god. Okay. Shout out to Windfire, by the way. Hero,
45 seconds.
Community. It takes, I believe, 18 seconds to top out. It will take less. Alex is maxed out. He has time. He just needs to take quick.
Dangler now having to.
He needs 2 Tetrises and he needs them fast. We get them, but that's a misdrop and he can't get it over, and that is it. He will have one more game. He'll get one more game, but he will be capped at 12 max outs. Yeah, we got Scooty first, mid 500 transition. Alright, that is pretty baseline. For the most part, he wants higher. You always want higher.
Cole had 20 piece drought there.
Right, and blowing one off. Doesn't seem to care. Especially on double 18. He's just like, whatever.
Pretty good baseline transitions for as well.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
No, no! That left
That's hard.
Oh, okay.
Shoot.
Okay, good piece there. Oh, right on the transition too.
He's getting everything. 1, 2.
Oh! And that's gonna end Cole's run. And he's gonna finish.
But still, what a performance for the guy. 9 max outs, 22nd seed as of right now, and a kicker that I don't think anybody else can beat. He beats Hydra dude out. That mattered.
1. So 1 and change will do it. A little jagged. Great pieces cleared off. Isn't able to use that long bar. Has to wait for another. We're at level 28. Boom, Tetris for Scooty. 999.
999, a single.
Maxed out.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's. Oh, it does. Yes.
He gets the max out.
So we direct our attention to the bottom. Both players have max out pace. If Alex closes out, he will have 16 max outs and a kicker. Like nothing to squeeze at. He will take the first seed. Right, as of right now, he's third. And it's a new record too. Nobody else has had a kicker as high as this.
Let's not count the chickens before they're Tetris.
Right. Scooty continuing to play. We'll be seeing some immaculate kill screen from him.
Boom, Tetris for Alex. 834.
Right down to 49,000. What is this guy?
Scooty is mullining.
Not just that, he's also at 900,000. But yeah,
Dangler looking good in this last game.
I think he will get the first max out, and then we'll see if Alex Slash can follow. One more Tetris. This is the best board
How Dangler wants to finish.
in the entire world. All keeps it clean, anyways. And I wonder if he'll
And
like
boom, Tetris for Dangler.
max out number 12. Alex Slash, 2 more Tetrises. We'll have to get through this situation first. He waits. We all wait.
Okay, he's gonna choose to dig.
Just 2 more. That's 1.
Alex, 1 more will do it.
Bar dependent. He can go for the center well. He can. I think he is. Or he can also choose bird it back to revival. He can also choose to just bird it out. He has all the options in the world.
Clears to
He is in complete control in a game that is all about asserting control.
And
He's ready.
He's ready. And there's long bar. Boom! Tetris for Alex.
Radish.
We have a new record.
Radish is the blood red I am God, and he does put it in his salad. 16 max outs for Alex Thatch, a 900,000 kicker.
Your number 1 seed is Alex Thatch.
All right, he is the world champion, and don't any of us forget it. Now let's see what he can do. Scooty with a 1.5 million at level 36. That is
a little flex there.
Messed up. That is so messed up. That is crazy pace.
Yeah, they're just.
And Noah with a 1.1 in level 27 too. That's also crazy pace. So yeah, we'll be waiting for the judges to get those entered in. They have been phenomenal all week. Everybody, please give a hand for our judges. Give a hand for our players. Give a hand for everybody who was involved. This is phenomenal.
Your world champion is mullining this last game.
All right, and we got some clutch trades on the other sides too. You got to check out all the other ones. CT 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, they could be finishing up right now, and you could be the one to witness it.
Or you can just watch Alex mull on this.
Oh, 42, 45.
Oh, look at that drought.
That's so mean. We've seen 2 40-plus droughts, and they were both Alex Thatch.
The only thing that's going to knock out the current reigning Tetris World Champion is a drought that's like 50 pieces long.
In like when he's like at his most uncomfortable too, yeah?
I don't know. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Congratulations. Come on up the stage. Up next, we're going to have one of the legends of Tetris, the Grandmaster, and also the main organizer for this tournament. He put a lot of hard work and effort to make this happen. Please give a round of applause for Alex Kitaru Kerr! Up next, absolute Korea! Up next, making it into the top 8 as well, is Pecas! Congratulations. And now our final 2 members to join the top 8. One, an American that loves this game so much and is ready to see if he can take the trophy home. This is Eric ICX! And finally, last but certainly not least, he's running up already. He doesn't want the intro, but he's going to get it. It is the magical unicorn all the way from Japan, coming back once again. It is Green Tea! Ladies and gentlemen, this is your top 8 for the Tetris, the Grandmaster 4 Absolute Lie. They're about to begin getting it started. I'm going to throw it to your broadcaster himself, a legend in TGM as well too. It is James Chan!
Is going to be Alex Kerr, of course, so he will be rejoining me up here once he gets done from being on stage over there and getting his photos taken. But yes, so Tetris, the Grandmaster 4, brand new game that just came out. I mean, just a few years ago, we never thought we would see a TGM on any sort of modern systems or even on PC ever again. And then we got TGM 1, we got TGM 2, and that seemed to have basically gotten us to the point where they were able to finally make Tetris the Grandmaster 4. And, you know, this game has had a long road. There's been, you know, earlier versions with different names and such, and it seems like we finally reached this point. So this game is now out on Steam, and all of the Tetris Grandmaster fans out there are ecstatic because, you know, it's almost been kind of like one of the white whales of Tetris players, especially Tetris the Grandmaster 3, which was a game that basically is like almost impossible to find. And in fact, I think the arcade boards for that thing are like thousands of dollars, right? If you can actually find one of those. And so to finally actually get a TGM4, a new Tetris the Grandmaster, has been just such an amazing thing for all the Grandmaster fans out there.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a decade coming. The last time they tested this game in arcades was in 2015. Actually, also in Southern California, the U.S. test at Propel's Hall, round 1. So we, you know, a select few of us that, you know, road tripped over there and played it. And, you know, now it's actually finally available for us to play again. So
yeah, and the nice thing about it is, you know, obviously, just a lot of different modes that you can play in this game, and a lot of different modes for at varying difficulty levels as well. So, you know, definitely recommend for everybody out there interested, try to pick this up. It is only available on Steam currently, so that's the only platform that you can get it on. So.
yeah, I agree too. I feel like there's a lot of good ways to practice like other TGM games in this too. Like you're like coming into the series for the first time, don't feel like, oh, it's like coming in at number 4, it's gonna be like super hard, it's gonna be unapproachable. There's, you know, things of all difficulty levels. There's ways to set up the practice mode in different ways. There's ways to set up the practice like other games in some sense. Like you can like reduce the number of previews, turn off hold. You can change the skins to like match certain skins that were in some of the older games. Like there's like a bracket block skin, like the electronic 60 style, like like Shirase and TM3. So you can practice all sorts of stuff. It's a good game to play.
And honestly, like there aren't many, you know, especially for like consoles and, you know, all the home releases for Tetris that have had practice modes. Like this literally has the practice mode, and you can, you know, take your time and just like test out a bunch of things too. So
yeah, it's like if you play like fighting games or shooting games and stuff. Like when stuff comes from arcade to home, so that's when you get your practice modes. You can try different things out, and the practice modes are really good for this. You know, once you get to a certain, you know, challenge in the main mode in TGM4, like in the arcade mode, then you can go back bounce to practice and like, okay, let me try that again from that level, or like,
Right.
try that gimmick turned on, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so if you guys are familiar with NES Tetris, I'm really curious right now in the chat, like how many people are actually familiar with Tetris Grandmaster rules and, and just basically because the pacing of this game is wildly different than NES Tetris. And there's just like so many, especially these versions that we're going to be watching, we're going to be seeing some very crazy things happening.
At the pinnacle of what this series can show you, definitely. Yeah, it's like there's interesting, like there's different like family trees of Tetris, and this is sort of based off a different classic game.
Yes.
In Japan, Sega's arcade version was like wildly popular, and they never got the NES Nintendo version of Tetris over there. So there's like two different sort of branches that happen there.
And
Games.
I feel like Tetris the Grandmaster 1 was kind of the first time they tried to build Tetris so that at the most ridiculous speed there was a strategy, you could survive, and so you'll see a lot of players, the way they build is like they kind of make a mountain in the middle because you can still slide the pieces to the side.
Yeah, it's like, the floor is lava versus like the floor is like a mountain that you've got to traverse, right? Yeah.
And so what you're going to see is like, so 20G is another big thing because Oscar mode that we're going to be starting with starts at 20G.
Right off the bat.
And so what does that mean? It means that the piece is basically at the bottom. Like frame 1.
Yep.
Frame 1, it goes down as far as it can go, but because it doesn't lock down right away, so if you watch NES Tetris, as soon as the piece touches down, it just locks, and that's it. But here in TGM4, especially in Oscar mode here, it'll touch down, instantly, one frame, it just comes in at the bottom, but you can still slide it around, you can still rotate it, you can even take the pieces when they come in, and if you hold the rotation button, it'll start rotated in that direction.
Yeah, buffer stuff, yeah. It's gonna be like all about like trying to like build your stack in a way where you have ways to get things. Whereas like in NES you're trying to keep it from landing. You're trying to make it in a way where it won't spire up and like grab things. Here you'll be trying to build things so you can get things to the left or the right side of the playfield.
Right. And actually it's kind of nice too because someone mentioned this that slowly by slowly they've added more mechanics. Like TGM1 didn't have any kind of hard drop, soft drop. It was just the one kind of drop. This one we're actually going to see hold pieces as well. Which we've never really had before. Up until, was it TGM3 was the first one that had the whole piece, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, like, for those of you who aren't familiar with TGM, I'm serious here. Like, as soon as this starts getting going, and you see how fast these guys play, and the speed of Grandmaster is just absolutely insane. And I'm just gonna do my self-brag here. Even coming from a person who's Grandmastered in TGM1, it's hard for me to tell what they're doing because it gets so much faster than even what TGM1 ever got to. So
yeah, basically each time they put a new game out, they're like, okay, we see where players are at this point in time. It's been a couple years. We need to put them back in their place. We need to show them what they really are capable of. Let's put them into another challenge right now. Yeah.
So every time, it's almost kind of like, when people were like hacking a console, like they fix it and then the hackers come back at it, and that's basically what's happening here.
It's an arms race, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the devs are like, oh, you fought, huh? Because I heard you talking earlier, even the Grandmaster ranking here, like someone got it like pretty quickly after the game came out, or like how long was it?
To the first game?
Yeah, to TGM4,
Oh, TGM4. Oh, well, I guess it took like a month before someone got Grandmaster grade in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they added more grades to Grandmaster. Right?
Kind of, yeah. There's sort of like tiers of Grandmaster.
Yeah.
It's like, I think the first time somebody got just the normal Grandmaster, it's probably like around a month, and it took a little bit more time for people to like get through the next challenge, and then now they have like differentiated, like there's scores of Grandmaster, like degrees, I guess,
Yeah. Now, the way that we're going to play here, just so you guys know, the first round is just going to be 1v1, and it's going to be the Oscar mode, right?
It's going to be racing, so Oscar mode. Yeah.
And so Oscar mode is not about scoring, right? So obviously, if we know about NES Tetris, it's about scores, etc., etc. This one it caps out at 1300, level 1300. I can't even say lines, because dropping pieces will actually build levels. So it caps out at 1300, and so it's basically a race to 1300.
Right. Yeah, and it's also the part that is like sort of like score-wise is you do need one Tetris per section of 100 levels. So we will see people, you know, if they don't have things clean, they'll need to like clean things back up, hit that Tetris, and make progress because the game will stop you if you haven't like put in your scoring requirement.
Right, and this is the part that's going to sound weird to everybody. See, so you know they can advance to the next level when you see the little fox on the screen. And if they're clearing lines and they don't have a fox, you'll see it falling over a bunch of times. Yeah.
The fox is like, oh no, you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to get a fox on deck before you keep going.
But again, what's interesting about this is because it also has a 7-minute time limit, right? So there's going to be a couple of features that are interesting because you're going to watch it and be like, how is this fair? Like there's a rewind feature, and I'm not even sure we're going to even see a lot of these players use the rewind. But anytime you miss drop, you can actually hit rewind and just go backwards.
Right.
But it adds to your time, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of balanced by the fact that when you rewind, it's slow. Like when you use it, you go back a few pieces. It like waits a little bit for you to get ready for your next piece again to keep going, and that's costing you time. And if you're working against, you know, the 7-minute time limit to make it to 1300 in the first place, or if you're working against an opponent who, you know, is putting down pieces while you're going back and trying to fix your mistake, you want to use it sparingly. If you're overusing it, then you'll, you know, not be able to get the score potential that you're looking for.
Yeah. As you can see right now, we have Summer and Green Tea up here. Obviously, we're seeding the brackets over here, so Green Tea had the highest score, and Summer was in 8th place over there out of all the people who tried to get in. So they're going to be going up against each other first, and yeah, I can't wait for people to see this because again, TGM. So my favorite thing about Tetris has always been, you know, I mean, Tetris Effect kind of talked about this, that whole kind of Zen thing that you get with Tetris, and I feel like we're getting the weird block colors here.
Yeah, we got that
glitch blocks here.
You turn your TGM1 machine on. And color bars come up.
Exactly. All right, here we go, guys. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris! And so yeah, again, it starts at 20 G, so the pieces will snap down instantaneously. You cannot move it at all. It's going to drop in the middle. So that's why you try to build up high in the center, because that's where you can drop a piece, and then you can slide it to the left or right and make the adjustments.
Right, you kind of want to have it so it's like kind of flat, like even or higher in the middle sides. You have some way to get over to the left and right. It's stuck on one side or the other, walled off. You don't have to do things.
And you can see there's above the word level on Green Tea's got 4 foxes over there, and Summer's got the 3 over there. And you have to at least get 1 fox, Kitas I think they're called, right?
Yeah.
You have to get at least 1 to be able to advance to the next section. So when we talked about every 100 levels, I guess, is as a section. So you will get stuck at 99 if you have no Kitas at all.
Right. You have to be mindful of that. So you can't just be playing only for speed. You have to get a little bit of you know, scoring in there. You can't like go for broke. You got to clean up some things.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. Like right there, we just actually saw this. So now a couple of times, Green Tea has had some misplaced blocks, and he hasn't used the rewind.
Right.
So you'll see the rewind. They have the ability to literally just, you know, like almost like change time, Back to the Future style, you know. But Green Tea obviously playing for speed and is confident in his own ability to clear the stack that he's not worried about that. I haven't seen him use rewind a single time yet. So
yeah, I was watching his balls earlier, and he just goes for broke. This tries not to use rewind very much at all. You know, which if you can manage it cleanly enough, that's definitely a strategy. You know, you're working against a time limit. You're working against your opponent in a race format. You can avoid using it. Like find a creative way to keep things up instead. You know, go for it.
Right. And I mean, you can, just as an indication of the difference in paces here, you can see Green Tea is at level 420 right now, and Summer's at level 205.
Yeah, Green Tea has been blazing through all the levels all day, doubling the speed of some of the players. Or you know, even more in the case of some players that tried their hand at it. You know, quadrupling. Yeah, I don't know. He's been going really fast there.
Yeah, and again, you know, they specifically designed Tetris Grandmaster to have means of which you can continue to play and survive at these levels here. A lot of very interesting techniques to achieve that. Hard to explain in a very quick time, though.
Yeah, but I think one thing is just using, since things are on the ground all the time, use DAS to move things left and right. Catch it onto little hooks in the stack. You can do little rotations to push things off the walls a little bit more quickly.
And one of the most interesting things I remember in my quest to try to get to Grandmaster TGM1, you were actually one that gave me this advice that the height of the stack is almost like kind of negligible. It's almost like your life bar, right?
Yeah.
Even if it goes all the way up, you're still playing the same game as you would be playing if it was all the way down. So like as the stack goes up, like you have to just feel confident. You can't let yourself panic kind of in the situation, and you can, as long as you keep playing well, you can burn your stack down the exact same way.
Right. Yeah, and we're at the point of the game where it's going really fast. I know you were like, wait, it was already fast. But it gets faster. So you know the gravity is at the highest, the amount of time that you have between pieces before the next comes out, or like how much time it takes for the piece to lock into place, gets shorter. Like those little frame timings just keep on getting tweaked faster and faster as you go.
Yeah, and you just saw Green Tea right there. He just had a nice little, like, I think it was an S-piece rotation in there at this speed is, like, how do you even spot that? Oh, he's in trouble here. And he's going to be
Not
a lot more...
either.
He's going to get into a lot more trouble because he's almost at level 1,000. And things change. Remember I said 1,300 is the max and the goal. Well, yeah, things will get a little harder, if you can believe it, once we get to level...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's finally... He's like, okay.
Oh, that was a little too spicy.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Now,
he can get himself out of this one. All right, there we go.
the crazy, here we go. Now, this is the weird part, is that every piece that has been placed from this point forward will start disappearing.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of deleting all of it, but you can see some of these Minos disappearing. Yeah, that's what they're working with right now.
And the worst part about it is, the part that makes it even more confusing, is that the pieces disappear, like, just like if there's only 2 blocks left of it, then just like 2 pieces go away.
Right.
And it's just so weird looking to see that happen. It's almost like a glitch. But then he's at 1,100, so now they disappear even faster.
Yep.
And if he can get to 1,200, then he will be playing Invisible Tetris.
We're almost there.
Yeah. And yeah, look at that. He has the Keithas. He has the Keithas to be able to get to 1,200. So you can see right here. Yep. Now we're just playing. You've all seen the videos of people playing Invisible Tetris, and that is what Green Tea is doing here right now. And a lot of you people are wondering, like, how do you even play Invisible Tetris? A lot of it is landscape memorization. You just know that if you put a piece down what the landscape looks like, so you kind of know what you want to do. The problem is, anytime you misplace one thing, you forget what the landscape looked like, that one mistake can cascade into just like a ton of mistakes. But not for Green Tea. He actually got to the 1,300.
Excellently played.
Wow, it's just, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, right? I mean...
An excellent showing from Summerburst too. I think she's a bit of a chameleon. She played a lot of different Tetris games. I think came from NES and then came over to play TGM.
Nice.
Started learning arcade stick for this tournament, and also now that we have the keyboard support, played keyboard. Good game from her as well. It's a tough game to just jump into, and she's done really well.
Yeah, and didn't I tell you guys, like, once you finally start watching this, just how insane and how fast it gets? And we were talking about all the weird gimmicks in Master Mode, and that didn't even include most of the crazy gimmicks that we would run into in Master Mode.
There are meaner things this game can make you do, if you can imagine that.
Oh man, you know what? They all have the subtitle, right? The absolute I and everything. This would just be called like, Tetris TGM4, like we hate you or something.
Well, I think Terror Instinct, TGM Terror Instinct is already a pretty harsh subtitle.
Fair. But again, this is what I love to see, and this is what one of the most interesting things about Tetris to me is that we've had so many different versions of Tetris throughout time, right? And what I love about it is every single one of them has like a different strategy to it. You know, obviously NES plays a certain way, TGM. Even if you play Tetris 99, you have to use a completely different strategy. But actually, I think we're gonna throw it over to Kingsman right now. Real quick, Kingsman, take it away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what an exciting match we just saw right there. All right, there we go. What an exciting match we just saw right there. Give it up for Green Tea and Summerburst. And now we're going to call up next, the next matchup. This one actually could have been a finals anywhere in the world, ladies and gentlemen, but you're going to get it right now, right here. Let's bring up the two Grandmasters. It's going to go one-on-one. It's a dream match. Alex Kerr and Corian.
All right, so Mr. Kerr is going to be stepping off over here, so you guys are just going to have to put up with only me for now. But again, as I was saying, one of the beautiful things about Tetris is this is one game, and you know, I've often said my favorite video game is Tetris, and it's a really weird way to state it because there are so many different versions, and everyone that you play and everyone that you learn is a completely different strategy, different mindsets and such, and it's amazing how this one single concept, you know, created by a Russian programmer in Russia has just morphed into this just like phenomenon, right? Like there's just so many different ways to play this game, and they're all very enjoyable in their own unique ways. And so yeah, TGM4 is the continuation of what the Grandmaster series has done. And I still remember the first time I ran into Tetris the Grandmaster at my campus arcade. They just got it, and yeah, I mean that game was probably one of the first times that I really started experiencing what you know, they call the Tetris effect, where literally just at night you like lie down on your pillow and all you see are just blocks dropping in your head, and I'm just thinking about how all the pieces fit in with each other and such. And I actually had really bad insomnia at the time, and it actually fixed that. So it actually helped me fall asleep. So Tetris Grandmaster holds a very special place in my heart because it is something that, you know, helped me a lot back at that time. And you know, one of my goals of all time was always to become a Grandmaster in Tetris Grandmaster 1. And like I said, there were no home versions of it. There's basically no way to get access to any of the Grandmaster games. And then they finally, and in fact, I had to buy a super gun and an arcade board. And I basically purchased it from somebody. And when I went to my first CTWC, I picked it up. The person who sold me the TGM1 board and the super gun to play it on was Alex Kerr. He's actually the one that got me a copy of it, so I was able to play Tetris the Grandmaster at home. And then somehow we actually got to a point where, you know, the game came out. It was in the Arcade Classics series. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the Arcade Classics series. And it was amazing and really allowed me to get back into the point where I could rebirth my TGM obsession. And honestly, it was last year that I finally managed to get the Grandmaster, and I know Alex was in the chat watching that. It was a great moment, but now it's time for their moment over here. It is going to be Alex Kerr going up against Corian. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, Tetris! All right, so again, starting here immediately at the 0G speed. We saw a little bit of a misdrop right there from Alex right at the start, and we're gonna have a little guest jumping on over here. I think you know who this guy is. It's Chris Tay.
Both Tetris for you, yeah. Now we are on TGM4. I'm sitting in for Guitar up there competing against Corian. Now both these guys have been in our side events here at CTWC in the past, helping build the community and make this tournament that you see here for TGM4 possible. We have the experience and infrastructure to bring the competition to you.
Right, and Corian, like, I remember he started with TGM. He is a TGM player first, and he picked up NES Tetris.
Yeah, what you have to understand is that Japan got TGM, and America never got an arcade release, and it's still just home release either. But Japan also did not get NES Tetris. Orion, being a player, did not grow up with NES Tetris.
Yes.
They had a Amiga BTS made Tetris that had a completely different rotation. It was a completely different piece of software. So crossing the barrier here.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing too is that TGM1, you know, the way the rotation system worked, there was like the wall kicks and all these things like that. And they've added a lot of that since then. So the later TGMs are a little more familiar. See, it's interesting because Alex is getting a few misdrops right there, but he hasn't used the rewind feature just yet. So he's actually just going for it right here. He does have one Kita on the screen. Both of them have just the one there. And I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so he finally just gave up that ghost right there. And what's interesting about this is because it's, you know, about time more than it is about score, it really changes what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, you're trying to get that level up as high as you can with the time that you have remaining. So using the rewind is detrimental to that. Players who does not use the rewind will get that level faster.
Right.
If you want to use it, you can. When I tried playing this game, and I accidentally did rewind, just destroyed my stack. So I'll try it again at some point. But yeah, definitely. Okay, we got a lot of screen now.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing too is like, you know, I was talking, you know, about the fact that you have like hold pieces in the initial rotation system. Man, like I've been playing TGM1 for a really long time, and now that I have to think about pulling in a hold piece and then also adding the initial rotation to the hold, dude, my brain exploded.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot to deal with so much. The reason why this game is successful in Japan is really took the Tetris formula and brought a layer of complexity that the world hasn't seen, and yet the control is precise and fast, and it really makes you think, you know, in terms of being a puzzle game, you have to think so fast. Really, it's almost like a completely different sport.
Yeah, you know, like I said, it was like one of the first times that someone actually tried to create a system by which it wasn't like, oh, I got to this level, it's just too fast, I died. Like they wanted it to be a method that which you could just play. And you can see right there, I don't know if you could tell, but you know, Alex's pieces just started getting faster because again, the timing of when a piece drops down is changing.
Yeah, it's a lockdown timer, and that's the one thing that's like when I tried to play this game, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to play other games other than this once I start playing, so I'm probably not gonna try to master it because every time a piece drops, as you increase the level, the lockdown timer is shorter and shorter, and you have to adapt to that in real time. Sometimes you can scrape the bottom, you know, wiggle left and right to reset it, but once that thing locks down, then sometimes you do not expect. That's why some of the stacks get ugly.
It's funny, I see some people talking about the chat, like, you know, the rewind, like, almost feels like it's cheating, does it make you learn bad habits and stuff? It's its own problem. Like, if you actually
even if you get good at it, you're still dealing with so much.
Because sometimes you do the undo and then you get lost and you're stuck in that situation for a while, you know? It can be its own issue, basically. Oh, that was nice for you. The eye is flat over there on the left side.
But if you notice, Alex is pulling ahead level. He's at 860, almost 860, and Orion's still in the 700s. So just to give you an idea of what's going on, but you know, just one wrong move and if you stack up too high, you end up popping out, and your opponent will be able to catch up. So staying alive is important as getting those levels as high as you can in the time limit.
And that was really beautiful for Gitaru because he had the dirty Tetris all the way at the top of the screen, and that allowed, because he was right at like 890 something, you know, and so it just gave him a to be able to advance. And there's another Tetris for Gitaru. And like I said, you know, once it gets to this height, you know, it looks scary, but you can play it just like you're playing at the very bottom.
And we're starting to see the pieces of Orion's screen starting to disappear. And
well, not quite yet, because that'll be at 1,000. So he's at level 900 right over here. So Gitaru, so Alex, you can see the pieces are starting to disappear. And
starting to get that stealth in, and then soon enough they'll turn invisible.
Yeah, and again, you know, you just watch this and you're like, how do they do this? Like, how do they play this? Once you start getting to this level of Tetris, the reason why you can do this is the game is really just about the top layer.
Yeah.
Right? You know that it's just the top layer. You have this memorization of what that top layer kind of looks like to you. But now, the pieces are just completely disappearing. Oh boy.
There you go.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and now you see Corion now has achieved the same level over there. Remember, this is a race. Now, if both players top out, it's the player who has the highest level that can do it. And you know, they still have that 7-minute time limit. You can't see it on the screen right now because it's covered up by the names, but on the game itself, there's a little bar there with like the rewind button, pause button, stuff like that. But it actually shows you like how your progress on how close you are to actually completing it.
All right, yeah, we're getting down to almost 30 seconds left, so...
Kitaro's in full invisible mode right here.
Yeah, and I'm still up about 100 levels. Definitely get the lead here.
I mean, if he can finish 1300, he basically wins this. He will win versus Corion here.
Yeah, 20 seconds to go. Can Kitaro do it? He's getting so close. 12:70, 15 seconds left.
Boy, here we go.
All 90.
And he does have a Kita as well, so he can get it. He can get one line. He needs one line. Where's that line? Oh, there it is.
There it is. Kitaro completing Asuka mode with the finish.
Dude, at the end,
Wow.
I could see the panic on his face. He was just
Yeah,
like,
are you gonna make it or not? That was an amazing performance. Great seeing Corion again, but Kitaru emerging victorious.
Yeah, come on up!
All right, and I will kick it back over to Alex, and I'll be back when his next match is up.
yeah, Eric ICX, obviously you know him as, whoa. Chris, dropping headsets everywhere. No, but you know, Eric ICX, obviously you guys all know him as an NES Tetris player, but he's also Grandmastered in all 3 of the Grandmasters, if I'm not mistaken. And so, you know, he's another one of those talented players that just can jump from Tetris to Tetris almost kind of like seamlessly, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think we've had a handful of the new gen of like NES players like come in through NES and then pick up TGM. Like, there's some cross pollination there, right? Because they're both like classic based games, right? Obviously they like went in different directions. The rolling versus the 20G, etc. But they both have that like root of classic spirit in them, which is kind of carried over forward.
Yeah, you had talked about, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and I forgot who you said came up with this term, but going from one Tetris to the other messes you up really badly. It takes like a few games before you can remember to change your muscle memory. You said it was called a
Tet lag.
Tet lag.
Yeah, when you're traveling between different Tetris games, you might experience a little bit of Tet lag. It takes a little bit to get accustomed to like switching between games.
Oh man, I love that. Who did you say came up with that?
I think that might have been Color Thief.
Okay,
yeah, it's definitely like an old like Tetris concept for this type of term.
It's such, I'm gonna use that name. I'm gonna use that word as much as I can now. But I mean, hey, by the way, great match there.
Oh,
so
thank you.
yeah, how many times have you completed Asuka mode up to this point?
Hard to say because once I started getting some of my records in Asuka, I did switch over to practice some other ones. But probably like 5 or more, like probably less than 10 so far.
Oh wow! So
I mean, the game's only been out for since April 4th, so and there's a lot of content in it to delve. So
yeah, but you just did it here live on stage, so Although I did enjoy the little panic for that last line.
I was like, oh wait, I only need one line. Where am I gonna find it?
Right.
It's somewhere here.
And when that line disappeared, I saw you were like, oh good.
Oh, that was one. Good. I knew it was fitting into something. I didn't know if it was 10 across.
Right, yeah. So, but yeah, again, great game. I mean, obviously so much fun to watch you guys go up against each other, 2 of the best TGM players out there. So, yeah.
Always an honor to have a chance to play with Torian.
And great to see him out here again, missing him out here, missing Green Tea out here.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to have them here for, the debut tournament.
I always kind of want to have a one day we can see Green Tea play a match against Fractal, because it would be like the happiest Tetris match in the world. Just have 2 people laughing and smiling throughout the entire match.
I think that would be good vibes.
Oh man. I mean, obviously Green Tea and Joseph had one of the greatest matches, in CTWC history that one year. It was one of the first times when both players maxed out in the same, same match. Yeah. we were both just like laughing and having a good time as well. So
Always a good time.
like, what is your strategy on, because it's weird, because like when it's all invisible and when it's like slightly disappearing, it's almost like kind of two different mindsets, right? Or do you feel like you play it the same way?
Yeah, I can explain
Okay.
more when we get into it too. I think we're ready for the next match.
Okay, are we ready to go here? All right, in 3, 2, 1, Tetris! So obviously, both of these players, well-known NES players.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's that cross-pollination going on, like I was saying before. You know, some players start with NES, see it through that, and then find out about the TGM side of things. Oh, I want to try this out too. And it's never been a better time to get into it with TGM 4 and all the
I mean, obviously, this can look very intimidating when you're watching this, but, you know, don't let that discourage you from picking this up and try, because, again, a lot of the other modes, you know, feel a little bit more normal, start slower, you know?
Yeah, there's a mode here. Like there's the standard one, there's the marathon, which is the marathon, you know, a lot of other, you know, standard Tetris games. And then for TGM, there's the normal mode, which is sort of like the mode from like TGM 1. Like it's like a slower speed than, you know, it doesn't start right off
Right.
at full speed, so you can learn how to play it.
And actually, interestingly enough, this game also gives you the two control options like TGM3 did. So you can actually play with more modern rules. Yeah, sure enough, like then you can do like a lot of the crazy triple T spins and everything like that. It actually brings the rotation systems over so you can do different tricks. So if you don't want to get accustomed to the TGM rotation rule sets, you can actually just play on the standard sets.
Right. Yeah, and I think we're seeing, saw Summerburst earlier playing with the standard rule. I think so far we've seen more of players accustomed to TGM rule and Mystics has. We've got both Eric and LSF in this match. Just going with the standard, I say standard, but I mean not standard, I mean
Right.
the traditional TGM style.
I am glad they called it standard and TGM.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So, before when it was World and Classic,
It's easy to understand. I think standard.
again, pieces coming down so fast, like I said, it's just hard to process here. But also, the style of play, if you've played a lot of the old TGM, you're going to be used to the TGM rotation.
Yeah. I think like one of the things is knowing how to make it go fast too. It's like if you're not used to how standard works, you might prefer TGM, or if you're not used to how TGM works, you might prefer standard. It's kind of depends on what you're used to, like how you handle. It's like driving a different type of car.
If you actually look at LSS, actually, no, never mind. They literally just got past because for a while they were stuck there without a Kita. And you just to fall over, and you can see that they were stuck at level 399 for a while. Yet, if you don't have one of those Kitas, you can't even advance forward. You know, that's not a problem. Obviously, you stay alive, but again, you're racing for time in this game, and you're just wasting your time.
Yeah, you can draw the right balance between like when do I, let that mess stay where it is, or like when do I need to clean up? When is the mess so bad that I need to rewind? You can kind of see like Americans, staying in the like halfway area, like they have a mess down there, but if they're able to, play at the halfway point, they're happy to, just keep on digging down with Tetrises until they make it all the way.
And I also should mention too that you cannot rewind literally all the way back. You can only rewind as far back as the last section.
Yeah, the start of this section.
Yeah, so if whatever your stack was at 400, that's where you're going to.
So you do want to, cross section barriers with things like relative green, at least so you're not going to like top out imminently. But beyond that, you're kind of drawing the line. Oh,
See, interesting that we didn't get a rewind right there.
Yeah.
I thought that might have been time for a rewind. I mean, technically, it's still. Oh no, actually, you just crossed the threshold.
barrier.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
right. Yeah. So
yeah.
sometimes the background is yeah, definitely.
I mean, look.
It's also like a skill to like learn how to rewind effectively. To know like how many times to press it to not, overdo it or like lose track of where you are.
Line 1000 or level 1000 right now for Eric ICX. We are getting the we have a top out from LSF. So Eric ICX is going to go ahead and just claim the victory here and go ahead and stop early. 3, 2, 1, Tetris! I mean, that is a good question. If we're going to get a TGM4 on Switch, I mean, I would really like that. So
Yeah, why already kind of.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe there's a potential one time.
Yeah, I mean, I really do hope that one of the reasons why this game was even able to be made was because all the Tetris fans were just like, oh, TGM is finally out on console, and it sold well on all the different platforms, Yeah. So shout out to the Tetris scene out there, doing your work over here, supporting this game, so.
You build it, they will come.
Yeah.
They came. Show the course.
Yep, absolutely. Oh boy, a little bit of a high stack right there for PCAS. And a little bit of the head shake too. That's classic head shake.
I think when you want the game to be going faster or doing something, but it's not quite feeling smooth, you'll put a little head shake in there too. You know what you want, but sometimes you're not able to put it in quite the way you so a little bit of messy stacking they're reacting to. But I would say that they're doing fine. Both players are kind of on the same sort of pace right now. They both have a pretty good control. Nothing's gotten too messy or out of control. But sometimes there'll be little micro things where it's you didn't adjust things exactly the way that you wanted it. Then you're trying, okay, how do I freestyle and get back to where I want to be again?
And we saw the rewind right there for PCAS just now. Oh, nice little JP spin right in there. But yeah, I mean, it's just so funny because I swear every Tetris player has the same little, physical cue.
There are a lot of shared, body language.
Yeah. And again, my favorite one is, when the stack is really high and when you get it cleaned up, you'll always see someone actually take the time to exhale. Yeah, the exhale and stuff.
Oh, things are getting a little bit spicy, a little bit fast. Sorry, what's going on? Oh, nice little tuck under there. Yeah, okay.
Got it mostly clean here, but now needs the eye piece. There it is. Yeah. Got a good stack here if he could get through to that side, but for sure we see PCAS definitely has a lot. You can tell he has the experience using the rewind. He's using it very clean.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to overdo it because then you might throw yourself in a position where you don't actually know what you're doing anymore. And then you gotta do exactly the right amount.
You can see right now, because of that rewind, Roden is definitely ahead right now at about 450. Not too much ahead, but
close.
Oh, see, and right there, PCAS chose not to go for the rewind right there. Kind of a little unfortunate placement there.
I think they kind of see the path that they want to get back to getting their Tetris into the next section. Because they're set up again.
Yeah, because they need that Kita and they're at 490 something, so otherwise they would have been stuck at 499. Again, it's not even just about trying to survive and such. They gave you these goals here that you have to accomplish. It is just getting a Tetris, but even the speed, that's hard.
Yeah. So both players kind of are stacking against Rodents. Down at the bottom, also into the 600 section now. So
again, at 1,000 is when you get the change in terms of gameplay. Obviously, once you get around to this number here, that's when the lockdown speed also.
Yeah, 600 or 700 is where you have to start worrying about the pace, because if you're a little sluggish, you might press down when the piece already locked. You might be a little bit behind. It might lock somewhere where you don't want it to be. So you kind of gotta work around that.
You say that, and I just all these terrible memories of TGM2 right now just came flooding to my head. Because that has definitely happened many, many times.
Master mode in TGM2 is the same sort of experience where that's where it starts picking up the speed. Okay, yeah, we're gonna redo that set of pieces. Yep, there we go. Is there around a section? I guess a quarter, 3/4 section behind there. They're picking up. I think they can catch up on this.
Yeah, I think that almost just happened to PCAS right there. He had the piece come down in the wrong place, and it might have been that, press it down just a little too late here.
Yeah, or sometimes if you're letting the piece lock on its own, because you can sometimes decide I'm not going to press down for this, but even then you might sometimes accidentally move a little too early,
yes.
or not quite do all the button inputs as fast as you're expecting.
I mean, obviously, you're like, oh, yes, why would you want to even hit down, you know? But like, yeah, you can still mess up your timing even if you're letting it, you know, lock in place manually. But, well, I mean, automatically, I should say.
Right.
You see, PCAS almost got his stack down in. Right now, okay, actually, he just got that dirty Tetris did Broden, so not going to be stuck in this section. He's about to
Starting to pull away a little bit in this 18,000 section.
You see how far he rewinded there, and that is because he knows he's approaching the invisible section. And so you do not want to go into the invisible section with a messy stack.
Because then even if you had a lead, you might be, you know, throwing it away, you know, rewinding your way through invisible, getting lost the rest of the match.
And of course, you do have that 7-minute time limit, but, you know, in terms
your
of...
opponent is catching up on you.
Yeah, and in terms of a chase down, if you know you're close enough and you're not as much worried about the time limit, yeah, you can just kind of reverse things and, you know, move the piece back and forth and, you know, forever until you know, slowly beat them.
Yeah, but you can see now, you know, Kaz actually kind of caught up due to some of the invisible rewinding going on right now.
Ooh, yeah, he can't get that eyepiece all the way over there. He's got one.
Kaz has cleaned it up. I know you can't see it, but it is clean down there. This should score a Tetris if they throw it. There we go.
Oh, man. Yeah, Broden...
Things that aren't visible on the screen
Yeah,
anymore.
the problem right now is Broden is not sure what the layout of the stack looks like right now. And he's
Yes,
having
Broden
trouble.
is having there's like spires right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice, he has rewound so many times now that PCAS have caught up and surpassed him now at this point. So while it looked like Broden had the lead over here, PCAS is definitely caught up, and they only have 40 some odd seconds here left in the game.
Scrambling for the last few lines here. Oh, but now it's back.
Yeah.
It's caught back up. It's going to be tight here.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. Good rewind from Kaz. I understand what's going on there. I think Broden
I
kind
think
of
so,
got it
yeah.
cleaned up and it's just going. So
20 seconds
20
left.
seconds to catch that.
Look, they're so close, and there's only 15 seconds left. Oh my God, look at this. Are we actually going to get, here we go. 5, 4, 3. Oh, PCAS actually topped out. And you know what, Broden is already has a higher level, and he actually got to the 0 there. I'm not sure if he actually topped out or got to 0 first, but Broden does end up taking it. Enjoying watching that again. Shout outs to Arika. You know.
Yeah, we need to thank Arika for bringing us the opportunity to present the TGM4 World Tournament premiere here at CTWC 2025. Thank you for sponsoring us.
Yeah, and you know, as Alex has been saying, you know, he finding things, asking for more features, and they keep adding all these things too. So
the equivalent of, it's like a new kind of live service where you're designing a game and you're making a game for the players, and you get the feedback from the players, you know, in real time. And you know, the game is available to play on Steam. It's $34.99, I believe, US dollars for the Steam release. And if you go there, they release challenges, you know, for different events. They give you a little code, you put that in, and it sets the parameters, and then you can submit your record with the prize. It's really kind of cool. It's a new kind of live service Tetris. That's something new to experience. And there's all these different modes in it too, like being able to train players, like for the rotation system, the puzzle, and then you let the piece drop, and you can learn, like, oh, I rotate the piece here in this position, and it will teach you how to do it.
yeah, exactly. So it's really cool. You know, like, and that's the thing, that they're good at taking the feedback. You know, so I mean, it's a great time to jump in for some TGM. Now, as you mentioned, so many different modes here, right?
Right.
And so for those of you who are actually familiar with just, you know, modern Tetris from like Puyo Puyo Tetris, even like Nintendo DS Tetris and stuff like that, this next mode that they're actually going to play, so we're not going to do Oscar mode this time. We're
That was
actually,
like more like a score attack. Now we're gonna go to a more versus mode that you're garbage.
right. But for those players who are not familiar with, you know, modern versus Tetris, like if you're just used to seeing the score challenges between, you know, on NES Tetris, this one is obviously more directly related because they're sending junk over to each other. You're actually trying to like top out the other person.
And attacks start mattering, countering start mattering, and the entire dynamic changes and the interaction changes.
Yeah, and because of all the different rules that they've put into Tetris over time, there's all these crazy, setups that you can do. So obviously, if you're familiar with modern Tetris, you're gonna know about this technique called 4-wide, right? I'm gonna be curious to see if either of these players are gonna start with the 4-wide technique, right? So basically, they added this combo system to Tetris where basically if you clear a line, every piece that comes down, if they clear a line, like if you get like 4 in a row, you can send them garbage over there.
Right.
Designed basically so if your stack is bad, then you can compete with someone with a clean stack, right? So otherwise, most of the time, the guy trying to clear the stack just died.
Flash, sending the garbage back and forth, repositioning, where the well is, and then dealing with the garbage just right at the top of the other player.
And so what people have discovered, with 4-wide is you build a stack with a column of 3 on one side, a column 3 on the other side. You have 3 like random blocks in the middle.
Yeah, and then the way that piece distribution works is that you get the right combination, you just keep it going.
And because you can't top out unless the middle of your stack goes off screen. So the reason why you build it that way is that every time they send you junk, it keeps going up, but you won't die because the columns are literally on the side.
And then just try to keep it as long as possible without doing bad hang.
Yeah, and then once you get started, it's just piece, like clear. Every line, so you can get up to like maybe 16 combo, and by the time I think, what was it, like it's 5 or 6 combo, it's already a Tetris basically value that you're sending over. And if you're doing that multiple times in a row, it's just like every piece now is sending a Tetris worth of junk, Tetris worth of junk, Tetris worth of junk, and it's just like it's overwhelming if you don't know how to combat it, right? So
yeah, it's interesting to see like there may be things that the developers will learn from the players, what's more powered, what's fun, what's not. We're still in the game is brand new, so we're just discovering now.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I was talking to Alex, and I hadn't even really thought about this, but you have the 2 different rotation systems, right? So I think in versus mode, you can pick either one, but I think in this one, standard is the advantage because you can do all this stuff. It looks like we're ready to go.
All right.
Wow. All right. Do you want to start at 10 or 3? You want to start
Let's do 3.
Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, hang on a second. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be exciting. Like I said, I personally feel like that this is a matchup between 2 of the most talented Tetris players on the planet.
Absolutely, with their in-depth knowledge of the game on so many different levels and what they provide for the community with that knowledge.
Yeah. This is really cool to see these guys going up against each other. And again, like a lot of people who have watched a lot of classic Tetris here, they're not familiar with a lot of like the 4-wide setup and everything, so it's going to look new to them. That is, if they decide to use that, which I feel like they should. I feel like most people would. So
I have not yet witnessed that in this version because a lot of that stuff came as a result of guideline Tetris. Stuff
Yes, of
like
course.
Tetris Worlds going on to Tetris 99, Tetris Effect, and such.
Yeah. And, like I said, it's beautiful because every version of Tetris is different, right?
Yeah, especially these ones before guideline. This is one of those games before, and it represented like the high skill ceiling.
Right. I mean, even like
and was used to.
like 4-wide with the modern rotation, the standard rotation system is really good 1v1. You can do it in Tetris 99.
Yeah.
But what do? You take out one guy and there's still another 97 guys coming after you. And so like
Whole dynamic. Yeah.
like you play Tetris 99, you have to use a completely different strategy. You play Marathon, completely different strategy, and it's wonderful.
Got so many different flavors, and we are ready to go. Got the thumbs up. We're gonna count down from 3,
2, 1, Tetris! All right, here we go. Let's see how they both start.
Taru, legendary map.
Oh, okay. Looks like Green Tea is going more for the T-spin double setup over here.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened on Guitar's side over there. Got the eyepiece dropped over there, and all my brain was thinking is, why didn't he rewind to that? But that's the tet lag happening over there. So you can see right now what Guitar is trying to do right now is he's trying to make sure he gets his T-spin double so that he can still send junk as Green Tea is. Oops, Green Tea now with misplacement as well.
Yeah, like in modern Tetris, T-spins are incredibly powerful to send garbage, and that needs to be the case as well here in TDM4.
So interestingly enough, neither of them did go for a wide start over here. So again, this is a completely different skill here, right? You see Green Tea and Guitar do it. They're just constantly setting up T-spin doubles. And
Alex just get pushed up on the screen.
He can still survive. Oh no. All right.
One round. Yeah, not
that's just
done
the
yet.
one round. That's just the one round.
Yeah, the strategy for green tea to set up the heat spin double just seems to be paying off here. The garbage sending is good for countering Tetris. So, having something in your bowl chamber that suits the situation can be a factor.
Right. So right now, again, you can see Kitaru still trying to clear out a little bit of that junk that was sent over there. He can set up a T-spin double right there, but didn't quite get the right piece. Like I said, this is a different skill all in itself, is learning how to set up the T-spins constantly while you're in cleaning mode like this.
Yeah, green tea set up again.
Ooh, and again, another miss drop right there from Kitaru, which is going to be really rough for him to clean out because green tea is so fast. He does have the eyepiece. Okay, you know what? He still has a chance if he can get another eyepiece. The next eyepiece is coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
That helps a little.
Oh yeah, that helps a lot here. So
Yeah, just to survive.
he's going to be perfect timing for that eyepiece.
Down stack.
Look at that. Beautifully done.
That's gonna help.
You can see he doesn't want to get that triple. He wants to set up something. And okay.
The 200.
Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, got to the level 200 first.
Yeah, I'm new to this mode, but you can tell that there's many ways to victory. And green tea's performance there, getting that level up to get the victory, even without getting the garbage kill,
Right.
is still a valid win.
Oh, look at all those rotations right there, taking advantage of standard Tetris rules right there to be able to rotate the pieces in.
Oh, okay.
Trying to figure
now
out-
getting some garbage on green tea before.
Yeah, there you go. He set up the nice little T-spin double over there.
Garbage being it for Tetris is
Yeah,
going Tetris or guitar. And going Tetris or green tea.
yeah, both of them going back to classic Tetris style over here.
Last here.
Yeah,
Or that.
and that's the craziest part, is just being able to
Combo well.
transfer back, back and forth between the two.
T-spins and Tetrises.
Yeah, it's crazy when you're able to do that. I can see Kitaru right now trying to down stack. Ooh, I see he slid that over there because he saw the piece coming, but
Yeah, you just get that board back in control.
yeah, the eyepiece is gonna help right there, but he needs the S, I'm sorry. But again, green tea at 200, and you can see Kitaru only at 160 right there, so a lot of the times cleaning up, basically had him playing a little bit slower. Green tea speed is just a little bit too much for
So
Kitaru.
impressive and versatile with all those setups, being able to do Tetrises and T-spins back to back and send all that garbage over. And Kitaru getting knocked out by green tea means that this is the end of my commentary here at TGM. It's been an honor, James.
Oh yeah, of course.
And,
So, I mean, people got the pair here early on in day one here, so.
Yeah, no, I'm glad Kitaru definitely is the best expert to claim the game to everyone. I'm so proud of the community.
Oh yeah.
Chance that gets to present this to the world.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Eureka. And here's Alex.
Yep. All right, so again, this is probably a little more familiar what you guys are used to from modern Tetrises, if you guys play a lot of the modern Tetris versus modes out there. And it's hard, because like I said, playing just for Tetrises for speed isn't necessarily the most efficient way, because if you're setting up for T-spin doubles, they send just as many lines as a Tetris, right? Doubles send just as many lines, correct?
Yeah, so if you're playing standard roll, T-spin double would send 5,
Right.
and if you're playing TGM roll, my Tetris would send 5. So there's different ways to kind of approach, which rule you're playing and what kind of play style you're using. And I decided, I think standard might be like a little bit favored in the meta, like how people play this mode. But I wanted to take a chance with TGM and see how that, how that went. Talk about that a little bit.
All right,
Yeah.
but before we do that, let's actually Tetris.
Okay, so we're seeing a more conventional, where both players going for standard right out the gates, both playing on keyboard-like controllers.
Yep, and both of them, just going for Tetrises right now. Yeah, as you see Rodin right
It's
there.
got a fractal type of T-spin setup that they're trying to clear down.
Yep, there we go. So, not really much of a place to put that one piece in. So, oh no.
A little bit of misdropping here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have just hit like a diagonal or something like that, just caused it. Oh, but the T. Oh,
Oh,
it happened
no.
again. It happened again. Not sure what happened there.
Maybe just like a little bit of input, little thing there.
I mean, it happened back to back there, which is a little interesting. But again, I mean, they're on like you said, keyboard style controller, so it should be cleaner from hitting the diagonals. But you know, sometimes you don't let go of one of the keys fast enough or something like that.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, unfortunate situation with Broden right here, but obviously it's 3 out of 5, so we've got a long time to catch up here.
A little time to work this out. Yeah. And you know, sending some good garbage over to Eric's side. Got some good pressure.
That was a nice little combo sequence. You know, we were talking about the combo sequence earlier, and so yeah, he was able to you know, keep up in that situation. So
Yeah, you know, keep the pressure with you know, follow-up Tetrises. That's a good way to go. Once you have a lead, you can start putting stuff down.
Eric's really got to find a way to
setting up for a spike.
Oh, that was great, perfect right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's actually going for the T-spin. He could have actually gone after that gap right there, but the T-piece is not coming for a while over here. Now, obviously, one of the biggest advantages of modern Tetris as well is you have so many preview slots over there, so you have a better idea of when the T-piece is coming. And of course, the 7-bag helps a lot for T-spin setups as well. Oh no, Eric with a couple of misdrops right over there. So yeah, Broden coming back here, taking game number 2.
Yeah, it's tricky. When you're on the sort of on the back foot, you're trying to figure out how to use as many of your T-spins and things in the constrained space as fodder to counter what they're sending to you. Meanwhile, Broden is trying to use that time that they have since they know that Eric is on the back foot to like try to build up and send something big. And the same sort of thing is happening here. They're setting up and then got a 2-wide combo that they're going to follow up with right now.
Right, yeah.
Puts a lot of pressure.
Nicely done right there. You saw he had that T-piece in the hold for a while, but he was saving it for that post-combo situation there.
Though, you know, Eric is not too much worse for wear. They've got some time. Things are still raising. I think they've got like a bunch of stuff queued up on them right now.
He can get that eyepiece right there. Yeah, that's beautiful right there. Oh!
Yeah, they hit hard drop instead of soft drop.
Yeah, yeah. That's another tough one right there, is making sure you have the control over whether you do the hard drop, the soft drop. Does this mode have the extra or the other kind of drops available?
Yeah, so if you're playing in TGM rule, you can use the extra button.
Oh, it's only TGM.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, that does let you use traditional hard drops instead of these sonic drop.
Ooh, okay. Just
use
winning by
my
speed.
level.
Yeah. All right. So Eric there taking game number 2. So it's 2-1 right now. Broden. So take this one to take it to the decider.
Right.
Yeah, so at this point, I wonder if Eric just feels like, oh, I can just play for speed right here, and as you can see right now, he's at almost a little under twice the speed of Broden right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a strategy you can go for if you feel like you can withstand the pressure of the garbage and just try to win by level. It's available there.
That's really interesting. Being able to win by speed actually puts a little interesting twist on the verses right here.
Yeah, not many other Tetris games have that. Ooh, I'm gonna watch this real quick. Oh no!
Yeah, and again, it's just one of those things where if you know your opponent is playing that fast and that clean, you kind of rush yourself, right?
Right. Yeah. Some other puzzle games like Magical Drop also have that, where there's a norm that if you clear a certain amount of material, then you can win by that as well to prevent like stalemates.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go. So it is going to be Eric ICX, and he's going to be getting into the grand finals here now. The grand finals is an interesting format, but obviously I want to see if we are going to throw it first. But
So far, we've seen 8 heroic players go do battle to get to this moment, and we're going to bring up our finalists first. Let's get going with our number 1 seed overall, crushing the competition all the way from Japan. It is Green Team! And his opponent is coming from the United States of America on the East Coast, looking to keep this title here in the States. It is Eric ICX! now, ladies and gentlemen, as we're about to get this match kicked off, I'm going to ask two very special guests to come join us here on the stage to get the kickoff going. Please welcome in from Arica, the chief programmer and producer of the TGM4 series, Hitoshi Hiroshima! And along with him, the founder of the Tetris company, this is Hank Roger! Welcome, gentlemen.
We're not live to the chat or to the stream.
All right, folks, final things are being put together. Players are getting set. Let's hear a round of applause. Come on, we're really excited. This is the finals now. Come on. So again, thank you so much to Arica and Tetris Company forming this great union. This is going to be an amazing moment. You can get this game available now, and of course, Hank's book is out for sale. He'll be doing signing here tomorrow, so make sure you're here. Don't want to miss out. It's a good book. It is the perfect game, right, Hank? Absolutely. Ready? Come on, main event, let's go in! 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
Oh wow, so they've already done their mode selection. We're playing some versus right off the bat.
Okay, so they're just going with the same thing that we saw in the last round then. Yeah, because they were both allowed to ban one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that was nice. The placing the T with a point down like that. Clearing that line.
Yeah, that was looking dangerous.
Yeah. Also, I gotta say, I also appreciate the name of Hank's book there because I have long stated that I do think Tetris is the perfect game. Uh-oh, again, another misdrop from Green Tea right there. See, right now, they're still neck and neck on levels, though. So, Green Tea, despite the fact that, it is a little bit messier here, actually, now he's a little bit ahead. So he might even go,
Yeah, so there's a possibility of just winning off of level right now.
Yeah, and you see that, he had that ability to slide the O piece in there, but just for speed's sake,
So it's stack over,
yeah, it was like, whatever. And another Tetris, who's at 190, 200, there it is, and 192 for it. Yeah, that was maybe neck and neck, as we say. So Eric off to a great start over here. A couple of Tetrises there, but he needs another eyepiece, and there it is. Holding those eyepieces. Oh, just thinking about that a little bit right there. He wasn't sure if he wanted to put that over there, and now he's got the eyepiece, and he should get the next one over there. Yeah, so he's in a good situation right now. Green Tea, however, actually kind of in the same place right now, and still kind of has a little bit of a messy stack. Did you see right there?
Both kind of in the same scenario right now. Similar level progress, similar stack height, similar garbage pattern almost.
And again, as I was talking about earlier, how we said the height doesn't necessarily mean as much. Sometimes you can see they could have cleaned. Why didn't they clean there? And it's because 200 is the max you can go. So why bother at that point? And just try to get yourself your Tetrises. But Eric ICX is gonna just top out. Green Tea now. And again, even if Green Tea wins this one right here, we still have the next game to go to, the next mode to go to.
Right. So let's see what they select next.
It's not quite done for Eric just yet. I mean, he's playing very clean right now. But Green Tea has been set up over there. Eric is just slightly ahead right now in speed, and the stack on Green Tea's side slowing him down a little bit. As you can see right there, Eric already at about 110. Green Tea just surpassing 100 just now. He wanted that O piece, yeah. Nice little tuck there for Eric. Green Tea still a little bit behind. This one is going to be about speed at this point. I don't think there's going to be any funny stuff going on over here. There we go. Nicely done. And Green Tea, yeah, he's just trying to clean up right now. So the stack is uncoverable for him. So this is a really tough situation because, oh no! Eric had that.
Needs to clear a lot.
There it is. Okay. Almost hurt himself right there and gave Green Tea a chance to come back, but I think Green Tea's stack was just a little too, a little bit of a mess right there to be able to do that catch up.
Yeah, it's tricky. Even if you got like enough pressure on somebody, like once it gets down to the wire, they're both fighting for those last few lines.
Nice dirty Tetris from Green Tea over there, but now a misdrop of that S piece. So, he's okay. Actually took the time to go for that. I was wondering if he was actually going to sacrifice that like we've seen earlier. Nice stacking, and now he's got the Tetris ready. He just needs that eyepiece. There it is. Boom, Tetris.
Okay, nice double afterwards. Split double into T-spin, into down stack. Yeah, then have another Tetris waiting for them.
There you go. Yeah, you can set up another Tetris right now. Yeah, there you go. And again, cleaning is not necessarily your main goal. It actually gives himself a T-spin double right over there.
Yeah, if you can make your way down with T-spins and Tetrises, you can put a little bit more pressure back onto the opponent, or like defend yourself for separate there.
He's at 193. He's playing
Very
so
close.
fast, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it just purely by speed once again. Let's see. So they're both able to ban one of the modes. We don't know which ones they banned, but obviously Versus was not one of them. We're gonna find out what the other mode that was not banned was.
Exactly. Okay, see the screen right now. We just hear some menu selections in the background.
Can't wait to see what they're gonna go with over here.
It's a surprise.
And if they do end up going one-on-one in this section,
You see me with a mask on.
do that.
A bit blurrier, and
I think we should. Yeah. Okay. But and if they do happen to go one-on-one, then we will be going for a final master version there. So, all right.
So I think they're getting ready. Get a thumbs up here in a second.
Yeah, wait.
We'll count them in.
Here. Yeah, I'm really curious to see which mode they're going to go with.
So they went with the, it looks like they went with the conventional modes. We saw the Oscar banner there.
Okay.
Input test.
Oh,
okay.
input test. Okay. Gotcha.
Maybe switching styles, switching things, just getting a button check. Because I can also see that too. Potentially Green Tea, it's playing a keyboard. It's possible they use different buttons for TGM versus standard rules. Since they were the one player that kind of, I guess a few of them, the keyboard style players, kind of switch between standard and TGM for some of these things. And Green Tea is currently playing on keyboard. They've switched from arcade stick for this, and they've probably just, since they were playing TGM role with arcade stick earlier, they may just getting used to playing a TGM, playing conventional point key mode again with keyboard.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, obviously, just through history, we've all gotten used to in arcades having joysticks and buttons. But, for a game like Tetris, I feel like just having one of those all-button controllers, like a hitbox or like a snack box or something like that, is really a very strong way to play. So, all right, but I think we're ready to go here. So, this is going to be the second match here in Grand Finals between Eric ICX and Green Tea. Let's hear it out there and get ready. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris! And off to a quick start here. So, again, you said Oscar mode here, right? So.
Yeah, we've got Oscar mode again. We've got back to TGM roll for both players. Ooh, some interesting stuff going on early on.
And of course, this is the mode where you can rewind stuff. And right now we have not seen Green Tea opt to go for that right now.
Yeah, I think both players are kind of just opting to try to find creative solutions on the way down if they can do so instead of losing that level of progress from rewinding.
Green Tea set himself a T-spin, but it really is just about the speed in this version right here, because you're just trying to get to the level 1300 as fast as you can.
Right. We do see both players very close right now, though the level is basically tied.
It's neck and neck.
are set up to, pile on Tetrises. They've already got plenty of foxes stacked up on the side there. They'll have no trouble going to the next section.
Oh, that's another player.
There we go. Finally, hit the transition right there too. So,
Yeah, Eric needed to clear a line here at that 99 barrier to move on. They were set up with foxes, but they needed to, finish off this section.
Should be able to get another Tetris very soon. There we go. And a couple of missed drops from the players over here, and Green Tea is in a rough situation right now. Actually, wow. Oh no, he just missed getting that the J piece over there.
Yeah, sometimes you see the path down, but you still feel a little bit scared when it's like, okay, they're kind of high up. Are they going to take their path down now? Are they ready to make their way?
Oh, beautiful down stacking. Look at that.
That was a good time for it.
Yeah, but Green Tea still needs to get that. Oh, there it is. He got it right there. So he's got to keep that in place right now so he can advance to level 400. And as you can see right there, Eric ICX just tailing right behind. So yeah, he's at about 408, 410. Green Tea at about 425 around that time. So right now, Eric ICX is trying to play catch up here. But again, obviously once we get to invisibility and all that stuff like that, if Green Tea tops out early, then Eric can just basically try to play survival.
Right, yeah, both players, are worrying me right now. I feel like they're both playing to go as fast as possible, so I feel like I'm seeing like a lot more mess and things than earlier.
A lot of little minor mistakes over here.
So it's been kind of going back and forth, I feel like. Oh, okay, yeah, Eric was stuck there on that section, but they got their Tetris to go on.
I don't think he's trying to set up for another one, but he just goes for the triple instead. There we go, he has another Tetris set up over there. Just couldn't get the eyepiece quite over there. There it is. Now he's going to be able to get another one, but he's saving that eyepiece as you do when you play it with hold, just because for emergencies. And look at that, burned all the way down here, but Green Tea is now actually about 70 levels ahead of him because Eric hasn't been able to get to the next section. There it is, finally gets to the 600 section here. Set up another Tetris, but actually settles for the triple over there. Oh no, he's got a Tetris ready. Green Tea, 750, so he's encroaching upon invisibility land here.
Start talking about it soon. Be in the conversation.
Yep. And it is terrifying. I mean, before in TGM1 when they were just like, it's just in the credits, this is fun. And then eventually they're like, no, actually you need to do this to be able to get Grandmaster, have fun. Green Tea, another Tetris setup, got his Kita right there, so should be able to get the 900 section right there. Eric ICX, plenty of Kita over there. See, they're having a little nice little hugging it out party over there.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, like, players are just kind of going for broke right now. Sometimes, a strategy you could also see is once you've got your one Tetris per section you've already got, you don't need to stack up a whole ton of boxes. You can just go for quick clears and then have some material stacked up.
And the crazy thing about it is, like I said, they do have the rewind here, but they know who they're going up against, and they know that every rewind they do is just way too much time added to their game. Because look at this, here we go, Green Tea's already in the thousands. You can see the pieces are starting to disappear, and then once it gets to 1100, they disappear even sooner.
Oh, accidental backstep there. An accidental undo.
So yeah, you can see the pieces are
a bit of a
going
mess.
away. Yeah.
There are some holes in the left side of the stack.
Yeah.
So I think they're just going to have to build on top of this flat.
Yeah.
So this is probably where they're going to be for the rest of the game. So this is going to be pretty scary pretty soon.
A lot of times you just kind of reset the situation. You're like, I don't know where the stack is. I'm going to just drop pieces down so I know what the landscape looks like.
Oh, it was a triple way too early.
Uh-oh. Yeah, because now he doesn't have to keep that. Now you see the fox bopping his head against the wall.
No.
So he's going to try
to
to
find one at the top here, but it's a big mess.
He got it. So he's through the 1200 now. But Eric ICX was the same thing. You see the fox just bopping his head against the wall. No, it's not going to happen right there. Green Tea taking that Oscar match over there. And is it just one out?
They are the champion.
Okay, there you go. So it is. Green Tea is going to be your first Tetris Grandmaster 4 champion. Carrying his signature Green Tea bottle over here. The audience chanting Green Tea behind us. And I think it's very almost safe to say, like, Green Tea might be like one of the greatest players on the planet right now, right? So
Yeah, they're good at so many different Tetris games. You know, the versus, the TGM conventional speedrun stuff, the NES Tetris. Yeah, they've got it down in a lot of different categories.
yeah, from an overall standpoint, I mean, he's pretty much unmatched in this game, and it's great to see. And like I said, it's always fun to have Green Tea and Corian and everybody coming back and visiting and gracing us
me holding a
here
camera?
at the CTWC with their presence once again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to have the Japanese players back. It's been a little bit, and what a better time to have them to take on the new TGM.
Yeah, but it's also really exciting to see because Eric ICX, obviously such a strong player, coming from the NES Tetris background and also learning to play all the different versions. I would really like to hear his thoughts about that match right there. So let's take it over to Kingsman, and he will be talking with Eric ICX.
His name's Grok.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Round of applause once again for our finalists here, Eric ICX and Green Tea. Eric, what a finals there to get to play Green Tea. Why don't you talk to us about getting a chance to play one of these iconic players here live and in person?
Honestly, it was incredible. Green Tea, I've heard so much about them from TGM, and to be able to play them in person, it is incredible.
Since I've been here.
So you everything you imagine, right? Living up to the hype to play Green Tea?
Everything I imagined, yep.
Now, Eric, let's talk about the fascination with TGM. You are synonymous with classic Tetris. You're the world champion from 2022. What is it about TGM that you really enjoy playing?
I personally think that TGM is a better designed game than classic Tetris. So, oh my god, got some stuff from the audience. So basically,
Hitoshi, you heard that, right? Thumbs up, Hitoshi. Thumbs up. Yeah.
so the reasons I think that TGM is better than classic Tetris is that it's not dependent on rapid button mashing. It actually lets you use skill. Like, you can get good at TGM just with a standard arcade stick, just playing standard. And the mechanics are and like, it gets harder, like the mechanics, like 20G for instance. But, like the control scheme, the tools that they give you with every new game, they scale up in comparison. And I just think TGM is a better designed game for that reason.
I'm sure many might agree to disagree sometimes, but I think all around it's a wonderful game. Eric, you were world champion 2022. This seems like it's been picking up here at TGM. Would you like to see this come back again for next year and try to attempt to maybe add that to your resume?
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody, Eric ICX, our finalist for the first ever TGM4 Absolute Eye World Tournament. Thank you. Have a seat there. Let's bring up the winner, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most popular in classic Tetris, and now the champion for TGM4 is Green Tea.
I have one request first. Because of my English skills, please make the question pretty easy.
I think I accommodate that for you, yes. How does it feel to be the first ever champion?
Yeah, I'm very happy to be the champion. Yeah, just happy. Yeah.
Always happy, he's always happy. Let's talk about, we talked to Eric about the challenge playing you. Let's ask you the question. Eric, very prominent here in the United States as a TGM master, right? So how does it feel? The first match, the first game you played with him, he defeated you, right? So let's talk about that.
Sorry, but I couldn't answer the last.
Yeah, so playing Eric, how difficult is he as an opponent to play in a match?
Sorry.
All right, yeah, how hard is Eric to play against?
I see. Thank you. Eric is pretty great TGM player. Yeah, he has very nice record for the previous titles, and then he's pretty fast. So yeah, I'm thinking. I started to think that I need to be pretty be in rush. So that he's pretty fast. Because so I need to be really fast. So that made me really nervous. But that was happy to beat him.
We see it on your face. People love your reactions, the smile you have. Talk about being here for the first time in 6 years. How does it feel to be back live in the United States at a Tetris tournament?
yeah, live event is amazing. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, like it's been 6 years, right? Yeah, since the last visit. So yeah, I'm finally back, and then yeah, I feel really like lots of happiness here. Yeah, and yeah, like I love this. Yeah.
Well, you can hear from the crowd reaction. They missed you. They love you. Now, you know, potentially, maybe we do this again next year. Will you come back to defend the title?
Yeah, I like pretty likely. It's pretty likely, I think. Yeah.
You heard it. The champ, pretty likely coming back to defend the title. Congratulations to you, Green Tea. Well done. Excellent job. Have a seat there for a moment. Have a seat. Folks, what a tremendous tournament this has been. Thank you so much again to Eureka for sponsoring this. Tetris Company as well to be here. This has been such a fun night. We are going to close out with the ceremony for the top 4 finishers. So we're going to have a little medal ceremony for them. We're going to ask them to come up. First, we're going to start off with Broden. Broden, come get this medal. Folks, medals are courtesy of Eureka. They are absolutely gorgeous. Broden, take yours. Show it to the camera right there. Perfect. Look how beautiful that is. Thank you, Eureka, for that. Next up, we're going to ask our other semifinalists to come up. He's the man that put this all together. He's worked tirelessly and with all his heart to make this happen. Alex Kitaru, come on up. And now for our finalists here. So these are our bronze medal finalists. Let's bring up our finalist here, finishing in 2nd place, Eric ICX. And now for our grand champion, the gold medal winner and your world champion for TGM4, Green Tea! Ladies and gentlemen, these are your top 4. Congratulations and thank you, Eureka and Tetris Company. Let's do it again next year, folks. And one last thing, they're getting their medals, but also our friend, Mr. Vince Clemente. Come on up, Vince. Let's not forget, Vince is a very important man in this company. All this doesn't happen without him. He's going to gift our winner, our grand champion from our end here, a very special gift. Green Tea, come and accept your championship. Congratulations.
Good.
Thank you so much again, everyone. We're going to send it off to James to sign us off. James, thank you.
I mean, look, you heard it, right? He said he'll come back if we run this again next year. So let's make sure we run this again next year so we can get Green Tea, Korean, and all more players back over here. I had a great time commentating this Tetris Grandmaster 4 event. And again, shout outs to Eureka and shout outs to everybody who's been, you know, working with the community and making sure that they keep improving the game and giving us all the things that we want. But we've got a lot more Tetris action for the rest of this weekend. We are done for tonight, but make sure you tune in tomorrow for even more qualification rounds for NES Tetris. And yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow. Do not miss it. Peace.